Types of orbit. Spacecraft or satellite placed into orbit will generally be placed into one of two altitudes, either a low Earth orbit or a geostationary orbit. A low Earth orbit is generally an orbit higher than approximately 250 kilometers in order to avoid atmospheric drag, and lower than approximately 1,000 kilometers, the altitude at which the Van Allen radiation belts begin to appear. The International Space Station uses a low Earth orbit of an altitude of approximately 400 kilometers. At 250 kilometers altitude, an orbiting spacecraft has a velocity of approximately 30,000 kilometers per hour and takes about 90 minutes to complete a single orbit of the Earth. Conversely, a satellite in a geostationary orbit is at an altitude where its period of orbit precisely matches the rotation of the Earth. That is, the period is 24 hours. When positioned over the equator, such an orbit would allow a satellite to remain parked over a fixed point on the surface of the Earth. From the Earth, the satellite appears to be stationary in the sky, always located in the same position. This is useful for communication satellites because the receiving dish need only point to a fixed spot in the sky in order to remain in contact with the satellite. The radius of the orbit for a geostationary satellite is approximately 42,000 kilometers, that is, an altitude of 35,800 kilometers.